So you could be feeling something. It's got nothing to do with this person. You suppress where you are emotionally, your conscious mind picks your words, that's what you really want to get across, but your emotional state's going to leak out through your tone. And then people suddenly are ignoring your words and only responding to the tone. This happened to me a few years ago. I had a car that wouldn't start. I pushed it to a dealership. I said, make it start. $800 later, my car theoretically works. I locked it up in the Portland airport, long-term parking, went off on a trip, come back 3 days later, the weather's changed, it's freezing rain. I have no coat, no sweater, no umbrella. I wait for the bus at long-term parking, it never comes. Finally, there's nothing to do but get wet. I walk out there, get soaking wet, freezing. Whoa, let's get in this car, get the heat on, and it's dead. I am not in the best of moods. But it is times like that I thank God for AAA. There's an organization I love. Been a member 32 years in 2 states. I would not leave home without it. At that point, he's even better because I had just signed up for AAA Plus. I had no idea what the plus stood for. But the last AAA guy who picked me up was so compelling in his communication style. He says to me, fella, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to sell you anything here, but I'm going to be honest with you. I ought to have AAA Plus. Because if you had AAA Plus, I'd be serving you cappuccino right now. We're coming to masseuse and a table. Oh, you'll love it. Okay. It's a long, wet way back to the terminal. It's a short, wet way to the toll booth offices. I can't believe they're going to let me in the office. I collect all this money. I'm going to hope for a good Samaritan. So I make my way to the toll booth office. Sure enough, door locked. "55% wet cat syndrome wins out." They let me in. They let me use their phone. They even gave me a little saucer of milk. I get on the phone, AAA, it's normal procedure. What's your number, problem, location? Fine, we'll have a tow truck out there in 15 to 30 minutes. Please wait. Where are they going to tell you to wait? At the car, by the car, in the car, on the car, under the car, over the car. Prepositions vary, but it's basically you and your car. This is all I've ever heard. For 32 years, that's it, until that day when she says, and maybe there's a plus, please wait by the entrance of the parking lot. I'm thinking, good, it's warm and it's dry and I got the milk. Uh-oh, wait a second here. Toll booth is exit the parking lot. Entrance is way on the other side of the lot, and there is no shelter out there, just a gate that gives you a ticket. I say, I'd rather wait in my car. She says, I'm sorry, I cannot send the tow truck there. Why? Is this a legal thing with the Port of Portland? It's not a legal thing, it's just that he won't find you. He won't find me, he'll find me. I'm in row D31, long-term parking, I'll be in my car. She says, oh no. Now I'm thinking to myself, if the guy knows his alphabet and can count just a little, I think he's going to find me. In fact, as I mentally review my history with AAA, I realize I've never been this specific. I've had times growing up in New York City. They say, where are you? I say, I don't know. Well, the street signs and even the lampposts are gone. Well, what's on the corner? Well, there's a pizza and a candy store. And, well, that and 10 million corners. And they always say, tell you what, get in the car, lock the doors, crouch real low. We'll find you. And they've always found me. In 15, 30 minutes, they've always found me. So here I'm saying, long-term parking, D31. How will he not find me? This is coordinates. I have personally seen people beam onto starships with this kind of information. But that's not expressed, that's suppressed. I just say, yes, he will. She says, no, he won't. I say, yes, he will. She says, no, he won't. I say, yes, he will. She must have had communication training. She got flexible. Let's start from the very beginning. Where would you like to wait? In my car. She says, then you just call me up later when you decide. So I realize she's taking me personally. Now, if you ever give people a negative message with your tone, the only chance you have to recover from it is you have to get more honest with them. You got to tell them what's going on. So being a professional, flexible, conscious communicator, I explain what's really going on. Look, I am sorry if I sound angry. That's because I am. It's got nothing to do with you. It has to do with me soaking wet and freezing. I just got a car, spent $800 to get started last week, which now doesn't start. On top of all of that, you tell me I have to stand in the freezing rain for 15 or 30 minutes with no coat or umbrella because the guy will not find me. Can we re-examine this situation just one more time, just a little more closely? There is only one airport in the whole city of Portland. You think he'll find that? Good. It's only got one lot called long-term parking, so he'll probably find that. There is only one row in that lot with a pole in the middle of it, and on a sign on that pole it says D31. To make it easier, there are only 50 spaces in any row. There's only 3 cars parked in D31. So, if you still think he will not find me, you just feel free to tell him it's the car with a really pissed off guy in it! I just signed her AAA Plus. What does the plus stand for? Plus inconvenience? She thought that was funny too. So I got approved by upper management, they found me. Now, the turning point in that conversation was when I told her where I was coming from, and at that point I got totally condescending with her. I attacked her, I sniped at her, and all of a sudden she's going, that is kind of funny, isn't it? That's the funny thing about tone. At the tone, people take it personally, whether it's about them or not, but if you tell people where you're coming from, they'll drop taking it personally, even if it is about them. Beware tone is the most common way we send a mixed message.